Hello there, and welcome back to the House of Monkeys. I think I've cracked the code with my tactics and getting my front three scoring again. So this is just an overview of what's happened in the poor form of games where we were just losing 1-0, which has made me reevaluate and rethink, tweak slightly the tactics. So in the last episode I showed you what I was using in terms of a 4-3-3 with a control possession, and I'm a stubborn man and don't want to change that because I really like that formation. So what I had a look at is some of the team instructions, and then I noticed that you've got an overview, final third, progression, build up. So what I've done is I was working through having a little play around because I've left everything normally bog standard, bar the fact that my two wide men go to the byline for crosses. So what I had a look at is, right, it's the final third that I'm having the issues with. We're not scoring because this is the second bout where we haven't really scored many goals, and so it's not a player problem, it's probably a tactical issue. So I've had a look, see what else I could do. I want a centre forward, I want the two wide forwards, and I was looking individually, what can I tweak, what can I look at in terms of changing, and there was just nothing that stood out or popped out at me in this sense, because there's some stats here for Zimas, for example, where I don't really want to make him shoot from wherever because he's not got good long shots. He's got good finishing, but he seems to be a mixed bag player, quite physical as well. So I didn't want to crosses floating into the air and things like that. And again, I was looking at how can I change maybe my midfield, get some more people in the supportive role of providing for me, and then it kind of clicked then when I was playing around, as you can see at the moment, when I'm going like more expressive and reading through. I think something just the penny dropped. Then I clicked on the final third, and then I'll show you what I've done in terms of tweaking the tactic for the better, may I add. It was one of those that I think has worked very well so far. So I clicked on all instructions and I've got everything up. I was like, oh, this is really good. So I think I recall back in the day I used to like on Football Manager used to have tactics of pass into space, and that works quite well for us. So rather than passing to the player, making it so predictable that it's probably easy to defend against. So that was my thinking, is that we're probably easy to defend against, which is why we're not getting any goals. But if I'm passing into space, some of those wide men or the front player are quite quick, they're quite pacey, so they might be able to run onto the ball and get a few more goals. So that I kept the pass into space, and then I was thinking, how do we change something else? How do we have a look? And I remember in like previous Football Managers used to be able to have get stuck in or stay on feet as well. I've not seen that here. If you do know where it is, let me know, because sometimes I like to stay on feet rather than going in, because I don't want those yellow cards, don't want those red cards. Not that we've had many, but that's something else that we used to just use to slow the tempo down a bit. So I've done pass into space as the tweak to the final third. So I was having to play around with that and going to see how that changes our tactics, and I'll show you the games because they do work quite well. And watching some of my highlights, I noticed, look, poof, straight off the bat we're passing well into space and we get a goal. So I was like, right, okay, so this made me think, right, we're in a good place there with the pass into space, because rather than playing it short into players' feet, we've actually like started hitting the ball over the top, which is where we're conceding ourselves. It wasn't to be, unfortunately, against Brentford, but we got a goal, which is quite important. So it's something that we can build on. This free kick right here, guys, is absolute belter. It's one of those that you have to admire. Top left, oof, yeah, and a deserved draw against Brentford, who were the top of the table at this point. So I'll take a draw, a 1-1 draw, and then we're playing bottom side Fulham. And we get quite a lot of goals now. So with that tweak into pass into space, you'll see in some of the highlights that we'll demonstrate here today, is it feels like the change to pass into space, and where they're playing the ball ahead of the player, we seem to be one-on-ones more frequently, getting goals. We're having VAR decisions quite frequently as well, so it's one of those that maybe we're playing a bit too early, so maybe that's something else that we can have a look at. But it was interesting to see that a lot of our goals are now being decided by VAR, and a lot of the times it's a goal awarded. So it was quite interesting that that little slight change in the final third has helped us and spurred us on a little. And again, through Zimas's penalty, we win the game, but it was again a ball over the top through into nice free air that set that up because he was brought down in the box. So again, I feel that's, and again, the just playing the ball ahead of the player. I think that's this. It's the key. It's just unlocked our potential so much because I like a 4-3-3 with a defensive midfielder because I have 5 in defence and I have 5 in attack. Where if if we lose the ball, at least I've got some coverage in the terms of a defensive midfielder sits in that front 4, and I don't want to change any of that. We've used it for quite a number of seasons now, and it's been working very well, much to our advantage. So that's why I was quite stubborn and didn't want to change it. I did play a wing play formation against Norwich in the last episode, and we had the 1-1 draw. But I was like, I don't want to go to a different tactic. Let's have a look at this one, tweak it, because when I look at my career stats, it's telling me that we're known for entertaining football and we're known for controlling possession. So I feel, yeah, if it works, don't change it. Sort of thing. Only tweak it slightly so it works into even more of your advantage. So I'm very pleased with how it's worked out because again we get 2 goals against another team. So that's 5 goals in 3 games, and we didn't stop there. We beat Manchester United 3-0. And they were towards the top of the table as well. So it's one of those things that I feel has literally changed our way of playing, and I feel it's for the good. It's definitely for the good, and we can start challenging for those European places that we want this season as well. So very pleased with how just literally changing a few things, having a look, not just doing your bog standard, and seeing how better we play. Sorry, so lovely. And Zimas, he's playing outstanding so far this month. So that was the 3 games in November, and like I say, Zimas was playing very well, and I think he got a Player of the Month, Young Player of the Month as well. So that's hats off to him. He's been scoring, he's been assisting, and we've had a very good run of games there. We had a friendly as well in between because the international breaks were on again. So I played Shamrock Rovers in the Irish League because they're a team that we haven't played against yet. So it was one of those that would be quite interesting to see how we fare against the Irish side. And then in December we've got Arsenal, Crystal Palace, Norwich, Leicester, Sheffield Wednesday in the quarter-final, Sunderland, Nottingham Forest and Man City to finish that month then as well. And like I say, Zimas, 3 goals in 3 matches with 1 assist. So fair play to him, absolutely brilliant player so far for us. I'm glad we took him on loan and then used the option to buy because I believe he's a very good player. Still fairly young as well, so it's one that we can develop and then try and keep hold of as well. I want to try and keep hold of this player because I feel he can become a North End legend. And I've got good backups as well with Harry Gray, who's been playing excellent too. Most of the team are playing very well. So a change of fortune with the 3 1-0 defeats. We've turned that around and we've started winning. So we're climbing back up the table again and getting that nice goal difference that I want. So the last 2 games that we've won, and we've got a game in hand. So 19th can put us up into those European places and against the likes of Chelsea, Norwich, Man United, etc. Because Norwich are having a good second season back in the Premier League. So again, like the stats, we've got Arsenal next. They're they're the better performing attacking side. So our defence has been very solid. So it's going to be interesting to see how a best attacking side in the Premier League is going to come up against one of what I'd say one of the better defensive sides in the league as well, because we haven't conceded many goals. So I feel we're on par, or we're probably one of the better sides that have a defensive statistics, and that's down to like everyone's discipline, I suppose, and having 2 good centre backs, a pairing, and then obviously using the wing back and the full back on the left and right. So I feel I've got that covered. And like again, it's backing it up, like, clear-cut chances when we're out of possession. Again, conceded every 138 minutes. So that's like, every other game that where we're conceding. So that's fantastic. So I love this data hub now. I'm a fan. I've never used it in the past, but now I've started to use it in the last couple of episodes. I'm literally in it after every game just to have a look at what information's being fed back, see if I can do anything else or work with something. I can't believe it's taken me all this time to actually use something that's probably been there for a long time. So as you can see, we concede a lot of goals in the first 15 minutes, and then again in the first part of the second half. And then what was interesting is that we can see quite a lot of goals in the last 15 minutes as well. So I'm wondering if that's a lack of concentration. So maybe having a look at concentration stats on players in the future as well is probably one of the things I have to look out for. But we've got Tim Drexler that's injured, unfortunately, and Seni Melu who was injured as well. So a few injuries, a few knocks that we're taking on, but luckily we've got a bit of squad depth, and we've got Ada coming back after his injury as well. So I think if we are going to get European places, next season, not tomorrow, sorry, next season, I'm going to have to build a bigger squad, I think. So 28 players, I don't think will cut it. So it'll be having a look at maybe having a see if some of my youth prospects might come into the fray, or just a few more backup players that will come in with squad rotation. So I'll show you the games now for December, and first up against the ever dominant Arsenal. And again, like it said in that statistics, they're a good attacking side, and Victor put them 1 goal to the good. So I felt if we can keep a 1-0, if we draw 1-1, or if they only win 1-0, then that's great on us, because that's the best attacking side versus probably one of the best defensive sides in the league. And a real test to us, actually, because if we're challenging for the European places, I'd like to see how we fare against these top teams, because they've been finishing in the top 6 consistently throughout my save. And Harry Gray getting his goal, and we were 1-1, back at 1-1 in 21 minutes. But yeah, I feel we're just maybe a few leagues behind, behind Arsenal. I feel they've got such an excellent team, such good youth prospects that have come through and playing in their first team now. So again, we're a young squad, so if I can get the experience behind some of these guys, and then we'll see where we are in a couple of seasons. I am actually enjoying this game so much that I'm playing my 5th season, which is normally where I stop and have a break, or play some other game. But I'm actually enjoying it that much and showing you my journey that I'll probably stick it out for another good couple of seasons yet. And I want to win a trophy. I know we've won the championship, but I'd love to win a couple of trophies as well before I finish this series, sort of thing. So yeah, thanks. Honestly, thanks for watching it all the time, because honestly, it's been so much fun playing this out naturally rather than chasing for achievements, which is what I've done in the past. So yes, a couple of more seasons, I think. And it's getting interesting now as well, because I'm going more by players that are being scouted. Because obviously when you first play the game in the first couple of seasons, you kind of got in your head who you're gonna get, who's around. And as the seasons progress and you've got new gens into the fray, I feel that the scouts are ever more important then, because they're obviously knowing which players you should buy rather than you going on names and known players from real life. So it's interesting. So we lost 2-1 against Arsenal, which isn't too bad because they're top of the league. And then next we're playing Crystal Palace, and I felt this was quite an important game because they are around us in the table. So they're kind of a rival at the moment. I mean, we've had loads of games with Crystal Palace where they've been in amongst the positions that we're in as well. So I do consider them quite close rival in the Premier League for a number of seasons then. And again, look, heading into space, and Zimas on the money yet again. Such a good centre forward. We didn't have that before when I had Mason Burstow and Hegabo. I feel Zimas and Harry Gray are getting into positions and getting the goals that they need to win us matches. So I'm so pleased. And again, it's another game where we scored 2 goals. So, and we scored, even though we lost against Arsenal, it was a scoring loss. So I'm not too bothered there if we do lose, because we're scoring. And yeah, Crystal Palace do make us sweat a little, and they get one back through Eddie. But it wasn't to be for Crystal Palace, and we saw out the game, which is great. And I think we got another one here. I think we win 3-1 eventually. And Duberry, again, another really good winger. It's going to be hard to see where to improve the team, in January, sorry. And look at that Garnacho. Told you we're going to revive his career here at Preston, and he has been playing some brilliant games lately. I think that's his second goal I've seen in the highlights so far. Lovely left winger he is. Like I say, I love him or hate him, he's been brilliant for us so far. So luckily, it's one of those great finds. That's only going to cost us 14 million. Don't forget a mandatory fee that we've done with the loan option from Chelsea. And there's another Chelsea player that's on my radar, which I'll show you in a bit as well. Another winger, so it'll be interesting to see if we can pick him up. Probably not in January. And look, I don't know what happened there with the goalkeeper. This sort of literally like, oof, don't know what happened there. And it was a 3-2 win, but that's fine. We win. And then we play Norwich. And Ben Doak, another winger that's been absolutely brilliant. And then Peck. I don't know if it came off Zimas there and went in, or if it deflected off a defender, but I'll take the goal anyway. So Ben Doak is another player that has been absolutely brilliant for us, and we picked him up from Bournemouth, who were relegated, and he's been such a great replacement for Martinez. I was so gutted when Martinez left for the Saudi Arabian teams for our biggest transfer fee that we received, but I think Ben Doak has come in, stepped up, and he's like a mainstay player as well. So like I say, I'm going to be a lot head scratching because I don't know where to improve because everyone's playing just so well. So it might be that in the summer, it's if we do, and a great goal there from Piera. Yeah, another goal that you just have to admire. Like I say, going into the summer, if we do get the European places, it'll be who can I add that'll make us better in terms of squad depth. Because we'll have a number of games that we have to play. And then we played Leicester next, who are at the bottom of the table. Mayulu getting his first Preston North End goal, which has been set up by Ben Doak. And I feel sorry for Leicester, but these are the games that we need to win, especially with a newly promoted team. I always expect us to win against them now because we're an established, or I feel we've been in the Premier League. This is our third season now in the Premier League, so we should be beating those newly promoted teams. Because I was frustrated with that 1-0 loss against Southampton earlier in the season and in the previous episodes. And then Mayulu setting up Ben Doak, lovely touch. I love a ball like that, over the top, one touch, banging in. So thanks for setting me up, Ben. And then I'll set you up. And then it was a 2-0 win against Leicester. And look at that, into space again. And then Harry Gray, lovely goal against Sheffield Wednesday in the Carabao Cup quarter-final. So I changed the team a little. I give some of those other players that don't normally play a game as well, just to keep them fit and healthy. And then I feel it is a squad game, so having a good bench or good players that don't sit on the bench as well is essential, because I feel you need that to push yourselves into these. Like this is the third time I think we've reached the quarterfinals now in the Carabao Cup, which is brilliant. We have good cup runs. We're quite lucky and fortunate with our draws. I say that, but we've been winning on penalties. So, and then Harry Gray with a lovely centre forwards header as well. So, a 2-0 win over Sheffield Wednesday sets us up for our semi-final legs, and we've got Spurs there. So, another 2-0 win. And then we played Nottingham Forest, who are struggling as well in the Premier League. And then a lovely goal from Ada, from a defensive midfielder. That was a bang, and it felt like it curved in the air as well. Absolutely brilliant. And he puts his one goal to the good. And again, it was another 2-0 win. So it's like 3 2-0 wins on the bounce. Love that. So 3 clean sheets as well. So like I say, we're being solid defensively now. So I'm wondering if this is the team clicking together now as well. The harmonisation coming into the fray. Because Seaman's had a brilliant season. He's conceded quite one goal normally in every game. But so far, in the last couple of games, he's kept a lot of clean sheets. But he's been playing absolutely brilliantly. So I think he is an upgrade from Sam Tickle. And then Philogene with his trademark cutting in, getting another goal, and it was a 2-0 win for Nottingham against Nottingham Forest then as well. Played Man City, and then when I saw Haaland on the sheet, just knew he was going to get a goal, and he did. Seaman did his best to make himself big, but unfortunately Haaland's just too good of a striker and puts Man City 1-0 ahead. And then it wasn't to be, unfortunately. Man City, again, a team that's just always top of the table, and we lose 2-0. But I'll accept that. I don't mind losing against those top teams because, again, we're not against them. So if I can get anything from those games, great. But if not, it's nothing to lose sleep over, sort of thing. But and they've got such a good team as well. It's one of those that's just hard to break down. They've got Mbappe, they've got Rodri still, they've got Rico Lewis, Haaland, and Donnarumma in goal. So to get something away from Man City is always hard. But look at that! What on earth was that header? Baum, you should be doing that the other side of the pitch, not there. And he set up Haaland, lovely. I just think, just unfortunate. One of those silly goals, isn't it? So that was the end of December, and it's January now. So I'll show you the fixtures. That it's looking good. Look, loads of green. So really happy with that. 2-1 loss against Arsenal, 3-2 against Crystal Palace, and we had Koulibaly sent off as well. So I wasn't very pleased. But a red card. But I did try appeal, but it didn't work. Then 1-1 loss against Norwich, 2-0 against Leicester, the 2-0 against Sheffield Wednesday. Then we drew 0-0 against Sunderland, and then a 2-0 win against Nottingham Forest. So that was a 4-game run of clean sheets. So like I say, Dennis Seaman producing tremendous saves and getting a good rating there. So 4 clean sheets on the bounce. Fair play to him. Like I say, a very good goalkeeper that we've got there. So it's going to be quite hard and difficult to keep hold of some of these players, I think, because they're producing the goods, and I feel we're getting a good, strong team together. And then we finished December off with a 2-0 loss against Man City. So January is looking quite chocker as well. January 2030. So we've got Liverpool, we've got Chelsea, we've got Spurs in the first leg, we've got Sunderland again in the FA Cup third round. Then we got Newcastle, then we got Spurs, then we got Aston Villa. So these are quite important games coming up now because these are the teams that I feel are in or around or above us in the table. And we're sitting 6 ourselves. So if I can keep around 6th or 7th, I'm going to be very pleased because the points are close. I mean, 2 points between us and 14th place Leicester. So that's how close it is in the Premier League table so far. But we are one of the teams that's conceded the least goals, 2nd or 3rd. So only Arsenal and Man City are ahead of us in terms of goals conceded. So it's, like I say, the tweak to our tactic has enabled us to score a few more goals. So that would be quite important. And if we can get into the Carabao Cup final again, that'd be great because our last final was against Man City and we lost that. So to get to the final again shows you just how much we're progressing in that terms as well. And I've already had a bid from Wolfsburg for Benjamin Arthur. So no thank you. I want to keep him. He's an English defender. And yeah, Saudi Arabian clubs coming in again for some of my other talent, which I will keep an eye on, try and fend them off because I don't want to be losing any more players. I feel we're getting a really decent squad together here. I really do. And Stuttgart are after Drexler, Freiburg are after Ada, and then Sonny Mayulu is wanted by a lot of clubs for loan. But no, I'm umming and ahhing whether to let him go, get more game time, but he's getting quite a lot of games with us. So no, I'm going to keep hold of him for now, I think. Because he was purchased for low amount, but I'll want him. And then I noticed Aaron Stewart, who's one of our youth proteges as well, hasn't gone out on loan, so he'll be someone that I need to let out on loan as well. And we had a few bids for Roger Wright, or a few people were interested in Roger Wright because he's playing a very good season on his loan spell too. And then we had our youth intake, so we got poor intake again because teams keep poaching my players before they've even entered the final stages of the academy, which is very annoying because I want players coming through because I need that homegrown talent. So I'm wondering how to stop that. If anyone knows how to stop that, let me know because it'd be interesting, because it really does annoy me when teams and you have no say, you have no doing over it. So having a look at the data hub again, surprise surprise, we're doing very well. Like I say, I can't get enough of this. Can't get enough of this at all. Even the scatter graphs look absolutely brilliant. You can see how much of a data nerd I am. Getting some enjoyment in a game with a scatter graph. But no, honestly, I keep looking at this and keep using it. Can't believe I'm not using it. So yeah, in January now, I think maybe loaning in a few players might be worth worth a look. And like I say, I was going to show you this Chelsea player that I found as well that could work on the wings. Here he is, Estevao from Chelsea. He is on for loan, so I might do an option to buy perhaps and have him on the next season. I compared him with DeBerry, who's our weakest winger, and already Estevao is similar, but similar shape graph there, but much better. He's left-footed, he's taller, and he's got better stats. So I'm gonna look to bring him in if I can, because I feel he's gonna add even more depth and more talent to the team. And Chelsea bought him for a fair whack as well back in 2025-26 season. So they bought him for 39 million. He's worth a lot less there, so I feel, and he's played a few games, not many games, but he's played good and he's had decent ratings apart from last season. So maybe if I can get him in, I think that'll be one of my targets for January. Try and get him in on loan with an option to buy as well. So we're having ex-Chelsea and Brighton players in my team, it looks like now. And then we've had a change of expectations from the board as well, but I feel mid-table finish was a good aspiration to have, and I feel we can meet that. And their expectations and the supporters' expectations against our Liverpool game. And then the Wolfsburg offer for Benjamin Arthur. He doesn't want to go, so I'm going to reject that. No, thank you. And we want to keep our best players. So that's it. That's how we're looking. So thanks again for watching. I shall see you next time, but stay cheeky.